All right, the question for from this last Sunday morning has to do with my rather, shall we say, complaint of a comment about the AD-BC thing, where the person doing the timeline says, 5 BC was 5 years before Christ, and 4 years before Christ, and so forth and so on, and gets down to 1 BC when he's drawing out this Latin-speaking monk hundreds of years later, and he's writing out this timeline of events, and he's trying to trace it back. And from my perspective, it should have gone 1 year before Christ, then 0, the day of Christ's birth, and then 1 AD was when Jesus turned 1, the first full year of the year of our Lord. AD standing for the year of our Lord in Latin. And so, it should have been 0 BC, the day he's born, and then 1 AD, 2 AD, or AD 2, AD 3. And so, yes, I think this would make Jesus born at 0 AD, the moment of the year of our Lord. The 1 second that he's born is the first second of our Lord, and from so forth and so on. And I mentioned on Sunday, the person who did this is a monk many centuries later, and he misses it by a little bit. And from his limited European information and knowledge of things that were transpiring hundreds of years before, he actually did a pretty good job. But he misses the year of the birth of Christ by about 5 years, because Herod the Great dies in 5 BC. So really, he probably missed by 5 or 6 years. Jesus was probably born 6 BC. And because of the accounting, that's 2018 years ago instead of 2019 years ago, because he skipped 0. So, but anyway, the person who did it, the monk who did it, did a really good job based on the information he had. And so, there should be a 0 BC AD. It's not before Christ, it's not after Christ. It's the exact moment Christ enters the world. And so that would have been the better timing on the timeline, but that's not the way it worked out. It's not a big deal, but it is one thing as a former math guy that makes me a little crazy. This monk would have flunked Algebra 1 because he would have gone from -2, -1 to 1 and left the number 0 right off the chart, and he would have gotten a bad grade by his algebra teacher. So anyway, all right, well, we'll see you guys next Sunday morning, where on Sunday morning we discuss Isaiah chapter 6 in the encounter Isaiah has with the Lord in the temple. Isaiah chapter 6. We do that the next couple of Sundays. We'll see you then.